Hello everybody, we are back and I've got all of my curves unrolled from the shingle layer. Now my computer is being a little glitchy, so you can see how some of those curves are kind of freaking out a little bit, but they are there. It's not a big deal. It's kind of a little hard to see, but that'll be okay for right now. And the reason for that is this curve is actually made up of a whole lot of control points. If I turn the control points on, it's just got so many million, like hundreds of little control points, and that's what's causing this sort of glitching effect. But, right now you probably, hopefully have better computers than I do, and we're just going to push forward. The reason that it's got so many is because it's trying to extrapolate the curve from the edge of this surface after it's been unrolled, and it's not making a really nice clean curve, the kind that we would prefer to work with, but that's okay. We're not really going to do any major editing to them. But what we are going to learn in this video is just some fun ways to maybe fill in these little areas here. Now I could have them be plain and flat, which if I have a transparent surface, that might be nice because it might give a glow, or semi-transparent. But I'm going to use just this sort of thick cardboard, the same that that I showed you in class. And I'm going to use tween curves. So I've got this pattern here that is in this. And so it's kind of like this weird organic bubbly pattern. I just quickly whipped up something. And I want to essentially fill that in or have it flow into these other ones. And in the previous videos, I did this tween surface and tween curve to generate the shingles. And if you're just watching this video for the lab, we're going to go over the tween curves right now to kind of fill in that space. So what you want to do is you want to go from essentially your smallest to your largest, and then also I'm going to go back to a smaller one. I'll probably edit those to make them a little bit bigger. Let's see here. And then you can just move them around. So tween curves are pretty simple. So I'm going to come up here to tween curves, and it's going to ask you select the start and end curves. I'm just going to select this curve, and and you can get crazy. You can do like I may want to do this one, and you're going to say 6, and then you can see that 6 are starting to be made right now. It's trying to evolve into it, and I'm just going to hit done for right now. And let those curves hang out there because I'll just eventually have to move them. And I'm going to select the next batch. I'm going to say, oh. And it does it can do some really squirrely stuff. And these are just going to be holes cut into the sections. So I'm not really, I don't really care too much about how they're going to come out at the moment. And I might have to move them around, or what you can do is just go back and have them follow the same sort of path, and it'll give it an even cleaner look. So there we go. So it's a fun little thing to do, and for part of the lab is to come up with your own design and try out these tween curves or some sort of other pattern or method to fill in or cut out this space. So I'm just going to keep going through here and work with the tween curves, and then the next step is to label these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we want them to correspond with our rib numbers, right? And so I just started unlaying the surfaces or unrolling the surfaces over here, starting with 1 and working my way all the way to 12. So that is the next step in the next video. And the next video after this is going to be essentially nesting them. So we want all of these objects to be nested in here, which we'll talk about pretty soon.